shit. Here we go again.
Let's get ready for takeoff!
And we are live here at the Pigskin. What it do? What it do? Hope everybody's having a great night, a great Monday night here in October. We're in the middle of the Buffalo Bills versus Tennessee Titans game. I'm joined here by my guys, Haas and Steph, the Migos. I guess we the Migos at this point. Which Migos you want to be, Steph? You get first pick.
Offset. You
Offset.
take off.
Because I'm a Gators fan. Because all my teams suck. Hey, look,
Look
take
like
off.
I'm left off Bad Bougie?
Look, that means hot. Look, that means Haas is Quavo.
Terrible. Go dogs.
Oh yeah, but we locked in here. We locked in here. Thanks to everybody who has joined us. Do not forget before we start this show to hit the follow button here on Twitch and the little bell button to get notified every time we go live. Also, please follow our social media. It's right above us or right below us. You can follow our podcast account or our personal accounts. Also, follow our main brand account at the Pigskin. That's where we're gonna have all of our announcements. We have a huge, huge announcement. We have our second drop coming very, very soon. That will be announced on our main page. So if you didn't get a hoodie the first time, we got some new colors. We got some new gear coming out very soon for everybody to get a chance to get. We thank everybody who supported us the first time. We have officially everything is shipped out. Everybody should be getting ready to receive their packages soon. Who supported us and helped us out the first time. So hope everybody loves the quality of all their items. Haas, you got anything to say about that first drop? Because definitely want to say shout out to everybody who helped
Nah,
out.
definitely, like you said, appreciate everybody who supported the first one. Just stay tuned for the second.
Yes, sir. We're only getting bigger and better. I mean, we like I don't know who that is. Somebody who gets better every week. What team is that? The Bucks, probably the Bucks. Definitely the Bucks. They did that last year.
These guys,
they'll
these
probably do it
guys right
again.
here.
The Bengals. I mean,
Nah, I'm
I guess
capping.
I do.
But
Go ahead, Haas.
I was gonna say the quarterback and the wide receiver getting better. There's some players getting better every week. As a unit, I don't know, but
I'm definitely down to start with the NFL. I mean, on tonight's show, we are going to talk all about the NFL and college football, about the weekend that just passed. So I'm definitely down against NFL. Um, we can start with your Bengals. They had a pretty easy victory against the Lions. Talk to us a little bit about that game. Your thoughts about both teams and where they're both headed about halfway through the season at this point.
yeah. So off camera, I actually spoke about Detroit's future, and I believe they really should pursue a quarterback, even if that means giving up their first round pick this year and getting who they can, whether it be Tua or whoever,
Ooh, I like
for
that.
a low cost. I mean, I think it's time to move on from Jared Goff. I don't know if y'all seen Dan Campbell's presser
Hmm.
where he said he needs Goff to step up. And after watching him live yesterday, he just sucks. That guy is trash. I mean, he doesn't even look like he wants to be in the league. I don't blame him, but he just doesn't look like he wants to play football. That's not who you want as your quarterback. And I mean, Cincinnati dominated. That's the new standard. Told y'all what it was. They expected to go in there and win that game. It's about time they put up over 30. They had yet to do that this season. They did it. Joe Burrow was on the bench with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. I mean, they really embarrassed Detroit. So, I'm on to Baltimore. Good win. Who they nation. The division's looking tight.
For sure. I mean, I was watching a little bit of the game because my Steelers didn't play until night, and the announcers had said like, "Wow, when's the last time the Bengals like came in and blew a team out?" Like, and it's like it's true. Like it is officially, I would say, it is a new era. I mean, first few weeks you could still, I feel like, question Zach Taylor, and I mean, I still think there are question marks around the Bengals. I'm not gonna sit here and crown these guys like some elite team,
Oh my
but I definitely think that they have taken the next step, like you said, and I mean, they're beating the teams they're supposed to beat, and they're beating them how they're supposed to beat. Like when you play the Lions, you're supposed to whoop them. To be honest, like no disrespect to the Lions or anything, but um, y'all did what y'all had to do, and it was pretty impressive. I mean, you're able to do it on offense and defense too, which is the best part about the whole thing for Bengals fans for sure. Um, Steph, you got any thoughts on the Lions or the Bengals?
No, you guys pretty much hit the nail on the head. I mean, the Bengals are playing really well right now,
How do you feel about the
and they're
Bengals? Contenders or pretenders?
I don't think they're pretenders,
Hmm.
but they are way better than I expected them to be. I'm gonna be honest about that. I
You
this
said that
year,
they already won as many games as you said they were winning.
yeah, definitely. I expect them to win what, like 6 games or whatever, but they're definitely gonna
That's
win more
the
than that.
that's the go-to for the mid-pack of teams in the league. 6 games, like that's being generous. Like,
No,
no,
I
but the
expect
Lions are definitely doomed, though, bro. It's not looking good for that
no,
franchise.
no, no. They're terrible.
Hey, real quick, shout out to Devon Garland. Thanks for the follow and thanks for the tier one gifted sub. He says Stefan the Goat. What up?
Yeah, shout out to you. That's my boy. That's my boy.
What up, brother? What up, brother? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, gang.
I don't
Um,
even got the chat up.
no, you straight. I just peeped that right now, but yeah. Damn, I thought the Lions. Honestly, I thought this would be a game where the Lions definitely had potential to upset. I mean, I don't know if I would have bet my money on the Lions to beat the Bengals, but like I thought, like the Lions have been playing some of these teams pretty close. I thought they would definitely have a chance, but I mean, you think it's just golf, Haas? I mean, what's up with Swift? How did he play? He wasn't able. They weren't able to establish a run play. I know they weren't able to stop you guys at all. That's always a. We always knew
I
the
mean, you
Lions
can't
secondary.
really establish the run when they load the box because you have no receivers.
Yeah.
When your best receiver is 5'8", I mean, there's only so much you can do as an offense, and your quarterback's Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Like the Lions are just they have a lot of problems. They were suffering from a lot of mental errors on offense. Play calling was bad. It looked like a scrimmage, honestly. Like it was to the point to where like we all know they're an NFL team with alleged professionals, but I don't know about
Yeah.
Detroit. Look
Yeah.
like a lot of amateurs.
Yeah. We'll definitely see if they can get a win this season. I mean, looking like
Yeah. And Dan Campbell, I think he got a lot of people fooled
I was
because
gonna say,
after
tell me
all
about
that
Dan Campbell.
crying and
Tell me about
shit,
Dan Campbell,
look, this
because
guy sat here on the podium and cried when they lost that game, talking about how insufferable it is to have to continue to fight every week and then lose a game on Sunday. But this man was punting and kicking a lot of field goals. I mean, he was not aggressive at all. He was playing
He
scared.
I
fooled
He
was
was
gonna say,
playing
tell
like
me
he
about
had
Dan
one
Campbell.
crying in
Tell me
his
about
hair. I
Dan
don't know
Campbell.
what was going on, but it was nice of them to let us borrow their trap for the weekend. Get back in that win column.
He said, "Bro, there's
Thank you,
trap."
Detroit.
That's foul. That's definitely foul. But not you didn't lie though. Uh, let's keep it moving though. A lot of blowouts. I feel like this week. I feel like this is one of the. I think it was still entertaining. I can always find entertainment in blowouts. It's because I like watching excellence. To be honest,
me
it's
too.
fun. It's definitely
I wish
fun.
every game that my team plays was a blowout.
Same for sure. Uh, a game
Uh
like
oh.
a game like the Steelers had last night definitely is not a game I want to have often. But I guess we can get to that eventually. Where do I want to go next? What was another
They
one
just
o'clock game? Let's see. Um, Probably the game of the week. Well, it wasn't the game of the week. Everybody thought it would be the game of the week. We had the Ravens and the Chargers. I mean, I
hmm
don't think anybody expected this. Let's be honest. I mean,
nope.
even if you thought maybe the Ravens would win, or I don't even think a lot of people thought the Ravens would win. To be honest, I mean, the way that the Chargers have been playing the past few weeks, the rampage Justin Herbert has been on. I mean, I think they were definitely a lot more hyped than what they showed on this game because the Ravens were not having none of that at all. I mean, my biggest takeaway was that Lamar Jackson is probably the MVP of the league right now. Even though the Cardinals
Definitely.
are undefeated and Kyler Murray has that organization cooking and they're playing some great ball, I think he's definitely in the discussion as well. Josh Allen also who we're watching play right now, is also in the discussion. But I think right now, undisputed should be Lamar Jackson. I just think what he's been able to do, the amount of offense they've been able to produce with the talent that they have is just crazy to me. How they're that productive with Devontae Freeman, Latavius Murray, Le'Veon Bell, and Hollywood Brown and Sammy Watt. Like what? Like
That
what?
man is carrying.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say by they, do you mean Lamarcus? Because
Yes,
he's definitely carrying.
100%.
With no Lamar Jackson, I'm not sure the Ravens win any games this year.
None. They're the worst team in the league.
Definitely.
I mean, their offensive line isn't even that good, which is the craziest part about this whole thing. Like their offensive line
Hmm.
is suspect, and they're still just like Lamar is just running around back there playing backyard football, making plays happen that you don't see. You don't see.
Ooh,
He was short, right? Yeah,
touchdown. Well, I'm ahead of you.
yeah.
The
But who just scored?
Bills.
I'm
He
saying
just
who
threw
though?
a
Who?
touchdown.
Josh Allen threw a
Tommy
touchdown.
Sweeney.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah,
All
he
right,
threw a
fantasy. I
touchdown to
might
the
have a
tight end.
chance. Fantasy. I might have a chance. Um, I don't know. Did you guys get a chance to watch this game? How do you guys think? What do you guys think about the Chargers? They
Yeah,
just,
that was rough.
yeah. I mean, kind of flat. Kind of flat. Steph.
Yeah, it's one thing to lose a game, but to lose it like that, because you could say, well, Lamar Jackson played great, but to go out there and have Justin Herbert as your quarterback and only score 6 points is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, does that a Philly special? Yo, did they just do a Philly special? What the heck?
On the
Yeah.
2 point conversion.
Oh, what's this? Sorry, guys.
Yeah. But yeah, the Chargers, man, that was an abysmal performance. I just don't understand how you only score 6 points, especially with that Ravens defense. I mean, because they were
Yeah.
pretty banged up too, but still, it's like,
So me and Haas talked about this off cam yesterday actually, and just that that West Coast traveling all the way from Los Angeles to Baltimore to play a 1 p.m. game, and then you come out flat against a red hot team. Like it's just not like it's not going to be good to you. I mean, and on top of that, you're in a hostile environment and you're not playing defense. Like if you're going to go on the road, you have to defense and your run game and defense have to travel. That is the only way you will win games in football. Is if on the road you could run the ball and play defense, and they were not able to do really either of the thing. And it just left Justin Herbert to throw the ball. I mean, he threw the ball 40 times. He went 22 of 39,
yeah, that's
195
insane.
yards, a touchdown, and an interception. I mean, usually when Justin Herbert's throwing the ball a lot, they win. But I mean, you can't expect him to. He's human. I mean, it's kind of hard to ask a guy to come out here and win you every single game. I mean, we're seeing guys like Lamar and Kyler do it right now, but this is like you don't see this often. Like this is not a regular type of thing. So
Yeah, but Kyler's still not carrying though.
he's not. He's not. I definitely don't want to frame it that way that he
Yeah.
is.
Because did you see that play where he threw it to D Hop, where he didn't even run a route and he just juked like three
Caught it.
people and
That
scored?
was incredible. I didn't even know D Hop had like shiftiness like that. Like
I know, right?
I knew he was hard to tackle because he's like very strong and like he got a good stiff arm and stuff. But like I didn't know he was elusive like that. He literally made three people miss in like one move. Definitely was crazy. It was good to see Le'Veon Bell play again. Not as a rat bird, but I wish he was in a different jersey. But it was cool to see him play. How y'all feel about number 17? I was not rocking with it. I like it. I like it.
Not on Le'Veon Bell. I mean, he's not a
It's
what
kind
is
of
this
weird
guy?
as
A
a running
slot
back.
receiver?
It is weird, but for some reason I think it looks cool next to Lamar Jackson. Like just the way that they look. I don't hate it. I kind of like the number 17 as well. Um, but yeah. So with that being said, where do we think the I think we all know where the Ravens are. I mean, they're probably the best team in the NFL, top two, top three right now for sure.
Mm, I
Nah,
don't like that take.
you don't like that? Say, go ahead,
No, I
dispute it.
mean
I mean,
Lamar's beat like he's MVP right now. You
I
can
still
make
think
that
Buck's
argument.
better.
Yeah, but I feel like I honestly like Dallas better than I like Baltimore.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie.
I like
I
that
just think
take. I
there's a
like that
as
take.
a unit. I gotta see what Baltimore really does against Cincinnati because
Is Haas
we'll
showing
see
the
what they're really
Cowboys
made
love?
of.
He is showing the Cowboys love.
Haas is showing the Cowboys love?
I mean, I've never. There's some teams I hate. Dallas isn't one of the teams I genuinely hate. Like, I'm
I
no
don't hate the
fan. Don't
Bengals
get me
either.
wrong.
I don't
Don't
hate the
get me
Bengals
wrong.
either.
But right now, I like Dallas squad. I can't lie. There's a lot of players you can't dislike on the Cowboys right now. Whether it be C.D. Lamb, Trayvon. I mean, you don't have to be a fan of Cooper, but he been hooping. Dak. I mean, they just got some players, but I just think the Ravens, like you said, Lamar's carrying OD right now, and to think that he's gonna do that for 17 games, I mean, I just think that eventually he's gonna need some help. Like, and that shit might start in 6 days. They better figure it out. I just don't think Lamar Jackson's gonna like. I mean, I know that's his responsibility. They haven't paid him yet, but
He definitely
ultimately
gonna get
that's what
paid.
he's will get paid for.
Yeah.
But
See,
he's carrying, bro.
I
Like
think.
more than I've seen someone carry in a long time.
Don't you think they're only gonna get better though? Like they're gonna get Bateman. Like they're gonna get more healthy. Like
He's back. He was back this week. I mean,
he
he
didn't
only played
play.
his first NFL game.
He
Yeah, he
played.
did. Yeah, bro. I think he had about I think he had about two receptions, maybe three, no more than 50 yards. But
I
he
didn't even really
played. He
notice
had
him that much. Ah, Ravens fans,
Champagne
y'all were
Ronnie
lying
told me
about
he had
him.
a couple. Yeah, because he ain't do nothing.
I
Champagne
was
Ronnie told me
watching.
he had
Like
some good
yeah.
he had some good blocks. But I mean, Bateman played. Rashad Bateman played against the Chargers, but he didn't show up week one like Jamar Chase did. So the Ravens, I just don't know where the extra help is going to come from on Lamar's end. I mean, we see what happens in the second half of the season when his gas starts to run out. Like,
Like I think that the Ravens are gonna lose a lot of games. Though. I think they're definitely gonna lose at least one to each of their rivals. I think the Bengals, the Browns, and the Steelers can all be, should
You think
probably.
so?
Yeah, that's
But the
just
Browns need to turn it around.
the Browns are looking
They've been
mid.
playing
The
bad.
Browns might get swept, but like
They've been playing bad.
they
And
have,
the Bengals are gonna get spanked next week. I think the Steelers would be the first team to beat the Ravens in the division, but I
Well, who the
think
Bengals play?
next week
the
the
Ravens.
Ravens.
Oh, you think
But
they're gonna spank the Bengals?
yeah, but I think on the bounce
Ooh,
back,
He's tripping.
on the run back, I think the Bengals will win. I think they'll
I
split.
don't know,
I
man.
think they'll
I
split.
don't know. I don't
Bro,
know.
Yeah.
they're not going to be able to like it's going to people might be asleep if they come out sleep, they're gonna get punched in the mouth early, and it's gonna get ugly. Like there's no way,
I
not
don't
ugly
know.
because they're not gonna shut out Baltimore like they did Detroit, but I mean, I don't think they can win. Like they won a shootout a couple nights ago.
Here's how.
I mean, a couple games ago, but I just don't think that's their play style. Like you
Mm.
know how they like to win our divisional games swing.
And
Like
that's
this
why I
year is
think
going
they
to
could.
be
That's
interesting.
why I think they could
If
win it.
Lamar's going to bust our ass for 4 quarters, so be it. Then we
Yeah,
don't deserve to win.
that's what I'm saying.
But if we
I
can
feel like they
contain
can.
him, bro, for some time, then
Uh,
they're not gonna. They don't have the weapons outside of Lamar Jackson to
but
beat us for
if
four
they could
quarters.
run
But
the
if
ball and to keep your offense off the field, and then don't let no explosive plays happen, like they gotta limit explosive. If they're gonna let Jamar Chase get over the top, T Higgins over the top, they're gonna
bro,
lose. They're gonna lose. But if they can contain that and make y'all have to drive down the field and then run the ball and win time of possession, they should spank y'all. I mean, it like the game is a lot easier said than done. The game plan is
yeah,
there
because
though.
they don't match up. I mean,
They
you
don't.
think
On the outside, they don't.
Everett Arnett? What's his name? You think he can guard Jamar Chase?
No.
You really? What's his name?
Even
The
their
one with
best
the red
corner.
dreads,
Even their best corner. What's his name?
Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah, Marlon Humphreys is not
We've
guarding
been
Jamar
real
Chase.
silent. We've been real nice to Marlon Humphrey on
He's
this
mid.
podcast
He's mid. I haven't been.
because
He's mid. He's been mid to me personally.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. We should start calling it like we see it. They were calling him undisputed DB1
Cap,
across the league, and
cap,
we'll see
major,
what he
major
does.
cap.
But
So
no, I was just saying, I think there's a couple teams better than Dallas.
okay.
I ran off,
I
got
mean
a little
the
carried away,
Ravens,
but yeah,
Ravens.
I just don't think I don't think the Ravens are the. That might just be me being a little biased though, because I
Yeah,
do think Lamar is playing like the best person in the. He's playing better than Mahomes right now. So
that's fair. So then that leads me to ask, where do you guys feel about the Chargers? Where would you guys rank them now? I mean, I would say the Chargers were probably in that discussion for maybe best team in
They
that top
were.
3 to 5, and they just got the
Now they're
breaks.
not.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the situation was tough. I mean, you're playing OBS disconnected. Hold on, give me 1 sec. Oh, the fuck, everything.
We're still live. It look like.
Are we still live?
I got it on my phone.
Okay. Hold on, let me just refresh my stream on my computer. If we're still live, bear with us, gang. Sorry about that. I'm just having
I
a
feel
few
like
issues
Tennessee
over
knows they're
here.
gonna lose this game, and they're just playing
They're playing
so
well
they don't
though.
lose
They're
by
Yeah,
a
playing.
they
They're
lot.
are.
definitely playing up to the competition. I expected Tennessee to
They
get
can
spanked.
win.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Where's this Ed Oliver guy?
it keeps on saying disconnected, reconnected. All right, reconnected successful.
Oh yeah, we're not live no more. What happened?
It just said reconnected successful though, so I think we're bike. We should be bike. We should be bike. Yeah, we're bike. We're bike. Sorry about that. I hope we are bike and live again. Hope everything is okay. Sorry about that. I hope we are low key. Our Zoom audio sounds more crispy than we did when we were using Skype. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not gonna lie. For sure. Um, I'll give it a few more seconds just to see if people come back in here before we start talking again, getting back into this dialogue. Once again, thank you for everybody who has tuned in. Um, hopefully that didn't really interrupt it, so I don't have to post this in two parts to YouTube because that's really annoying. But it's great. All right, we back into this. Before we got disconnected from the stream, I was just about to ask, where do we rank the Chargers after what we saw from them this past week? Because maybe not as good as we thought they were, or maybe they are just bad week. What do you guys think?
I hope. I hope it's just a bad week.
Yeah, I mean that defense, they have the worst rush defense in football. That is gonna have to change. I mean, it's ranked 32. I mean, the Ravens had 183 rushing yards in the first half.
Yeah, that's you can't have that.
No, 183. This is the NFL. Most teams don't get over 120 a game, 150 a game.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
had 183 and a half. Like if you're the Chargers, you have to stop that. I thought Brandon Staley was like a defensive guy too. Maybe he's an offensive guy, but I thought they might have a little bit of a better defense than what they have right now. And I feel like December, January playoff football is won and lost on the ground, right? I mean, unless you got a
Yep.
special quarterback, unless you got a, I mean, they
Yep.
do. They got Justin Herbert, but he's young, so I don't know.
Have we seen him hoop in that type of weather though? I know we
Nope.
spoke about how cold it gets
Nope.
in Oregon in the preseason, but not like we're talking.
It
Not
don't really be
AFC.
that cold over there.
No, don't.
I mean, it's not like
Not
hot, but it be raining a lot. That's what it is over
Just not
there.
cold. Okay.
But it's not like playing in Green Bay or Chicago, that kind of cold, or even New
you
York.
have to
I mean,
you
right?
have to play in Mile High
True.
in that in that
Yeah.
cold ass mountain esque
Or
snow. So
having to go to like Pittsburgh or something in the playoffs or Baltimore in the
Yeah,
playoffs in January. It'd be snowy or New England. I
yeah.
mean, right now the Chargers are in position. Are in position. What what is this on the screen? It's a mood bot. I can't even hide it right now. It doesn't matter. Um, that made me lose my train of thought. Okay. The Chargers are in first place in the division. So if they lock up a top two seed, then they can play in sunny LA. You feel me? Like they won't have to worry about the weather when it comes to the playoffs if they can get home games. But I mean, they got to get the home games. Losing to the Ravens doesn't help them get that one seed. The Ravens are what, the one seed right now in the AFC. I don't know the exact playoff picture, but
Yeah, they are. They're 5-1. Well, and the Bills,
okay,
if
maybe
they
the
win
Bills.
tonight, they'll
Okay,
be 5-1 too.
true. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like Ravens and Chargers definitely the cream of the crop, but that was definitely a weird game. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Spent a lot of time on that game though. Let's keep it rocking through some of
Hey,
these NFL
but the
games.
Raiders are 4-2 too.
I'm down to talk about the Raiders.
The
Uh,
Raiders and the Bengals are also 4-2.
yeah,
It's
that's crazy.
interesting.
Raiders got a big win, man. I mean, after a
That was a
crazy,
big win.
after a
Can't
crazy,
Yep.
lie.
yeah, after a
That was a
crazy
big
week,
win.
and I mean
Uh,
the Broncos are no scrouches at all.
No.
They're a pretty good team. I mean, they're not that good, but they're good enough.
And that whole
Um,
Gruden situation is still just blowing my mind.
yeah, I mean, they said there was over like 200,000 emails. That might have been
Like
a
that,
fake tweet, but there was a lot of emails of him just
that's just
wilding.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Like they really fired. See, firing a coach in the middle of the season is insane.
yeah, most people would never ever do that ever.
No.
You only do that if literally something like
the
that
guy's John
happens.
Gruden.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna
Or
say.
Joe Judge. Joe Judge is about to get fired. We'll talk about him in a little bit, but we're not there yet. But he's about to be out
There's
of
a
here.
couple guys. There's a couple guys. Listen, they added one more game to the schedule this year, so we could see a lot of coaches go before the season ends.
True.
Like Dan Campbell might be out of here too.
Um, but I don't know. I feel like the Raiders played pretty good. Derek Carr kind of bounced back. He was connecting on deep balls all night long. He had like four completions of 20 plus air yards. Two of them were for touchdowns. Henry Rugg caught one. Um, Kenyon Drake had a pretty good game. Um, their defense showed up, was able to mess with Teddy Bridgewater enough to limit them to. Um, they only had like 7 points for most of the game. They scored a lot of points towards the end. It kind of started to go back and forth in the second half, if I recall correctly. But um, I mean, big win for the Raiders. Definitely keeps them alive. Did not expect them to really win many games after John Gruden left. I don't know if you guys did at all, but I know I think Steph said like 6-11 or something like that. So they only
Well,
need
for who?
for the Raiders after Gruden left.
Well, yeah. Now they might end up being better without
Yeah, maybe
Gruden.
right, maybe. As for the Broncos, though, kind of disappointing in the Broncos. They started off 3-0. We thought, wow, maybe the Broncos will be a surprise team this year. We weren't that high on them at the start of the offseason, but as training camp progressed and stuff, I know me and Haas thought they would be actually pretty good.
Didn't
Um,
they beat three bad teams?
yes, that's the thing about it.
Hmm.
It just Teddy Bridgewater just seems to be super inconsistent. On top of that, like he doesn't really bring that much more stability than oh boy, Drew Lock. Like I feel like they wanted Teddy Bridgewater because he'd be more of a game manager, and that's not what they need. Like they need to be able to actually like
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater can't take 6 minutes to score every
yeah
drive.
yeah they can't do that.
We're gonna need quicker points than that.
Facts, and like he just takes what the defense gives him, and sometimes that works, and other times it leads you to a 3 game losing streak, like the Broncos are on right now. So hopefully, hopefully they can figure something out in these next upcoming weeks.
Yeah.
Because
Now are some rough times. If you don't got a quarterback and you missed out on the last two classes, it's like
for
you'll be
sure,
waiting
Yeah.
a couple
a
years. You
couple
got to
of
wait
years
because this year you
until.
could be number one overall. Who cares? Who
Yeah.
you gonna get that's
uh,
really gonna
I mean, there's some other good players
change
though.
your franchise? Oh yeah,
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 there's
for
other
sure. But I'm
players,
saying at that
but
position, at
quarterbacks though,
quarterback.
Yeah. Quarter.
not really
I was
anybody.
telling Steph, I like Matt Corral. I'm becoming more and more of a fan of Matt Corral as the
Matt
season.
Corral is that guy,
Yeah, he
but
really is.
college and NFL is
Let's
different
be
though.
real
That's
though.
the
Let's
only
be real
thing.
though. As much as this class stinks compared to like previous quarterback classes, there's gonna be at least one or two guys in this class. Like we don't know who it is yet, but like every year at least
Hmm.
has one or two. Like
Could be your boy from Liberty.
it could be Malik Willis. It could be Carson Strong out there from I think he plays at Nevada. If I there's a whole bunch of other quarterbacks that I'm definitely interested to see who that guy's gonna be. Like I wish we could fast forward
Yeah.
a few years to take a quick peek and see where some of these guys are at. I think it's gonna be the Arch Manning sweepstakes, Anthony Richardson sweepstakes first, but Arch Manning is gonna be the next like crazy guy to come out like that. Everybody's like Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning,
Yeah.
those like people like that, Patrick Mahomes. Um, let's
So
keep it
look out for a big team to be tanking then, because I can't picture a guy
Pittsburgh,
like Archman and going to a small franchise.
Pittsburgh. I just disconnected
No,
again.
hell no. What the fuck?
My Wi-Fi is still
Why does it
good
keep
though.
doing?
That's what I'm trying to. I don't know. I'm connected to fucking Zoom, right? I don't leave Zoom at all. I'm not lagging in
Oh,
Zoom.
what was that? Oh,
Let me do this. Let me do this.
what was that?
Damn, wherever I get out of streaming, this shit keeps happening.
Josh Allen's arm is crazy.
Okay, I believe we're
This
back,
would have been a good.
boys. What were we saying? How's I mean to cut you off?
He's
Um,
running right with old boy. Who is that? Is that Emmanuel Sanders? Bro, y'all sat up here and told me that guy was good.
he is pretty good, man. He made a.
He's good for a
He's been
35-year-old.
he's been making plays in this game. We're back live
Yeah, it
though.
was good.
Bro, he should have won the Super Bowl for the Niners if
You're
Jimmy
right.
G couldn't miss the throw
I was about to say that wasn't really on him though, was it?
on Jimmy G.
No, on Emmanuel Sanders.
No, that play he was wide open and Jimmy G missed him.
Yeah. Um, where were we though? Oh, okay. We just finished talking about that game. Where should we go next, boys? Anything off the top of your head? You guys want to talk about any games? Or y'all don't care. Let's talk a little bit about Kansas City. Y'all down for that?
Of
For
course.
sure.
Why are they
Cause
playing like garbage?
yeah, cause um, it took a huge second half for them to have to win that game because it was looking like it was tough for them. They kind of flipped the switch in the second half, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, their offense just kind of looks like everybody is used to it now. Like we've all seen it. We all know what they're gonna run. We all know kind of like how to scheme against it. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is looking like Spencer Rattler. He's throwing 15 picks, 15 picks in
He's
his
throwing
last
eight
15
this year.
games. Yeah. Like, what do you think that's? What do you guys think that's? Why do you think that's a thing? Like, you think he's just taking
Yeah,
too
I have
many risks?
no idea, man.
I think that's kind of
Yeah, I
what it
think
Well,
he's his,
is.
yeah,
I think he
it is.
just
He's trying
he's
to
his biggest
compensate.
threat.
Yeah,
he
he's trying to
is
compensate for their bad defense. That's what it is.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of weird. I feel like he thinks he's at practice sometimes. He's like, this is a throwaway play, and he like just throws it to the defense. Like I don't even care. Like you can have it. It's like, what are you doing? Like,
Definitely. I think the Chiefs are getting like they might be haunted right now just for that Edwards-Helaire pick. And like you said, not having a defense. I mean, Edwards-Helaire hasn't played a game in a while. He's not really reliable anymore. And they chose him over Swift, J.K. Dobbins, Jonathan Taylor. There are a bunch of running backs they could have chose.
Yeah, that's crazy, and they're all
it
playing
was off
well
the it
too.
was off the LSU hype. It was he had just won the national
But
championship.
still, that's just bad. They kind of showed their hand there because Andy Reid even said that when they had that pick, he asked Patrick Mahomes what he should do with it. I mean, come on, guy. And Patrick Mahomes said he liked what he seen from Edwards Helaire and the Natty, which goes to show he wasn't
Uh
watching
huh.
any
Uh
other
huh.
players in college at all because the Chiefs
Yeah,
had
he just
Jonathan
watched the
Taylor.
Natty.
Like Patrick Mahomes is like he can win now he can win 17 games like with no problem. But the thing is like he's also can lose a lot for you as well just because of his play style. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys seen that play, the all 20 with the all 22 perspective of him like scrambling back 10 yards and then throwing across his body and Tyreek Hill catches it. He throws it over like a linebacker and
Was it
Tyreek
in this
Hill's like
game?
it was this week, yeah.
I'm not sure if I saw that one. Then I was watching.
I mean
Go ahead.
Mahomes is just like you guys said, he's trying to compensate for a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that he shouldn't have to. So I think it's the Chiefs though. I guess it's funny to them when they lose because they're not really used to it, but they're starting to lose a lot. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
won last
it's
week, but they
weird.
still have what 3 losses.
Yep,
So
they're 3-3.
yeah,
Yeah. Same
they
as the
can't be losing no more games. And
Steelers. Yes,
oh my
sir.
god, damn, how I got ran over.
Um,
They can't be losing no more games.
No, they can't. They can't. They definitely can't. Um, I also feel
Man, your
like
Steelers are a higher seed than the Chiefs right now.
yes, sir. We're locked in, bro. I'm telling you, don't sleep.
Oh man.
But yeah, I think that the turnovers are just kind of killing the Chiefs. They're pretty sloppy. And it's not just Patrick Mahomes. They're fumbling the ball all the time, and it's like in the game of football, you already have limited possessions. Like your offense is only going to touch the ball so many times per game. So when you're giving the other team an extra 2, 3 possessions per game, they're gonna probably get 7 to 14 to 21 points off those extra possessions, and you're probably gonna lose. So it kind of makes sense that with all the turnover problems they've been having, that they're losing these games. I mean, most of the times, if you lose the turnover battle, you're gonna lose the game. I mean, that's just football 101, right? Um,
Yep.
as for I think Haas brought up a great point about Kansas City's defense. I think they're definitely got to get a little bit healthier. They're still missing uh is it Chris Jones or Frank Clark? One of those guys are injured. I don't know which one. Um, but on the other hand, uh, Washington's defense kind of showed up this week
Ooh.
for a little bit.
Kansas City's defense showed up this week. Washington's
Well,
defense, I mean,
those them too. But I feel like Washington's defense got the takeaways. It was Washington's offense that couldn't do anything with those takeaways, and then it put them right back on the field. And you're gassed. You're
yeah.
tired against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to score 30 points on you. Like it's not the defense's fault. They're on the field 80
Yeah.
plays. You know what I mean? I kind of don't blame them for that. But Chiefs defense did step up. I mean, Patrick Mahomes gave the ball away twice. There was another fumble, and they were able to hold the um, the football team to 0 points off 3 turnovers. So whenever you're able to
Let's
negate
go,
turnovers like that,
Tennessee.
you're in a good spot. Um, so as for the Chiefs, as like a overall like a thing, do you guys still think that they're like the favorites in the AFC North? Like not AFC North in the AFC. Like
No.
do you still expect them to make a deep playoff run, or do you see them losing in the playoffs?
Well,
Not
if they keep,
now.
yeah, if they're playing like this, no, they might not even win a playoff
It's a
game. I
long
think they're going to
season.
make the playoffs.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, if they keep playing like this, if they turn it around and start playing well,
Yeah,
obviously they can beat anybody. But if they're playing like they've been playing these past few weeks, then no,
for
they're
sure.
not. They're probably not even going to win a playoff game.
You think it has anything to do with Andy Reid? Do you think it's like maybe coaching that's been maybe a little bit suspect here these past 6 weeks?
I don't know, man. I just think that them not really having a good roster is catching up to them.
For sure. It's crazy to think that like the Chiefs don't have a good roster, but like
Well, they do
they
on offense, but defense.
yeah, but I feel like they never really did have a good roster. Like they have good pieces, but
But
Yeah,
I mean, do they have a good even on like on offense? Yeah,
maybe
they
that's a
got
bad take.
Kelsey, Tyreek Hill,
They had a
and
pretty good O
Mahomes.
line.
They got they got that good trio. But I mean, like aside from the explosive plays, you can still Mahomes can still pick you apart with Kelsey, Tyreek Hill. But like Miko's doesn't really scare me like that anymore. I mean, he had another turnover on Sunday, and it's just like I really feel like he's not a true wide receiver anymore.
He's just a
And the
gadget guy.
Chiefs
hmm
don't have to yeah, the Chiefs don't have to use him as such to succeed. So they'll try and limit those turnovers with just continuing to use him in reverses and sweeps and I guess bombs, but
Hmm.
there's not too many guys that really like scare me. Like if I know it's hard to keep Tyreek Hill in front of you, but if you can do that, then you got a good chance at running with the Chiefs because you're gonna be able to get something back on defense, on their defense.
For sure.
Definitely got some holes. I don't know what happened though.
What up, Justin? What up, Rip Trav? What up, gang, gang, gang? Um,
Yes, sir.
I guess we could flip the conversation to the other side of the coin, though. A little bit about Washington. I mean, the Chiefs' defense is one of the worst in the league, and just Taylor Heineke was not able to get anything done consistently. Um, I don't know, man. I feel like one week Taylor Heineke is like wow, this guy might actually be able to play, and the next week he's just up and down.
Trash.
Yeah. Um, y'all want to see Tua or Deshaun Watson in or Aaron Rodgers in Washington? Out of those three, Steph, don't answer.
Ooh.
Oh, Steph, you said. Oh, actually, Steph, you can answer. You can
I
answer.
was gonna say a real
Yeah,
response,
give me a real
man.
response. Give me a real
I
response.
wasn't gonna.
Uh
I
huh.
wasn't gonna say Tua. Um, Probably Watson just because he's younger.
Yeah.
Oh, Yo, Henry just ran it in. Titans are winning now.
Wow. I just
Yeah,
saw that.
probably Watson just because he's younger.
Yeah.
And yeah, Rogers. I don't know how long he's gonna play. He still looks like his normal self, but what is he like 38?
Yeah,
I
he
think he's a
was
little bit
hooping
younger than that. I think
yesterday.
he's a little bit. I think he's like 36 or 37.
Okay,
Because I think Ben's
so yeah,
38. I think Ben's 38 or 39, and AR is like 2 years younger. I think.
okay, yeah, okay. So yeah, probably Watson.
Yeah.
But the Washington is um, it's the same story with them. You just got no offense, no
Yeah.
quarterback.
And their playmakers have to make plays. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Like
Hmm.
I like their stars too. Like the guys that they rely on, um, Terry McLaurin and Antonio Gibson. I like those two players a lot. But like I just feel like a lot of times they just like Antonio Gibson would just fumble or Terry McLaurin would just drop the ball, and it's like you have to have those plays, especially when you know that your offense already struggles to like score points. You have zero room for error, and I just feel like they make so many errors all the time. I don't know who their offensive coordinator is, but he might need to get fired too, because I think their offense should be a little bit more consistent than what it is. I know Heineke is Heineke; he's limited, but they should be able to run the ball better than they do, and they don't at all. Like it shouldn't have to be Taylor Heineke trying to win every game for you every week. You're not gonna
Hmm.
you're not gonna win
Definitely.
games. Um, let's hop on over. Did you guys see any of the Vikings Panthers game that went to OT? That game was pretty exciting. I was locked into that
No, I
game.
actually didn't.
Um, I was actually watching that game pretty closely because for some reason on Red Zone they just had that game up all the time. I don't know why. That was like his favorite game to watch, but it was a pretty good game. I mean, um, Sam Darnold stinks. I saw a stat said first 3 weeks of the season when the Panthers were 3-0, Sam Darnold threw one pick. Ever since the Panthers have gone on a 3-game losing streak, he's thrown six. So I guess that's just the story right there as to what has been going wrong for the Panthers. On top of injuries on their defense, they're not looking like how Jelani said they would look like. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, y'all told me the Panthers were gonna be good, man.
I ain't tell you that shit. Jelani told you that. Man, the Panthers suck. Sam Darnold sucks. DJ Moore can't catch a cold. I'm glad that we can retire that CD Lamb versus
Yo,
DJ Moore.
yeah. Speaking of CeeDee Lamb, he went off yesterday. He had two touchdowns.
Won the
And what?
game.
Yeah, what
Relax. We
more
gonna
can
get
I
there. We
say?
gonna get there. We gonna get
I just
there.
had to, I just had to throw that out there because there was a lot of slander going on.
Sam Darnold finished with maybe one of the ugliest stat lines you'll see all year. 17 of 41. Ugh. 207 yards, one touchdown, one pick, and a 55.6 passer rating. Um, just just an ugly performance. Um,
Uh-oh, kick return. Oh, flag.
That gotta be the worst.
Yeah, running a whole kickback and it's a flag.
um, let's see what else I have written down here. They went 2 for 12 on third down. Um, I saw that stat that stuck out to me. Like, what? Ooh.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, you're not gonna win any game going 2 for 12 on third down. That's money down. That's where you win and lose games. Their offense has major issues. I mean, let's have this conversation, fellas. Christian McCaffrey. We say it here all the time. The best availability or the best ability is availability, and Christian McCaffrey is never available. I mean, injury prone,
Yeah,
never available. Do you guys think they should maybe try to look for a trade for him or something? What would you do if you were in
that's
the
an
Panthers
interesting
position?
take.
Because I
They paid
mean,
him a lot of money, right?
I think they did, but
Oh yeah,
I
they paid.
mean, go ahead, Hot. It's my fault.
If I'm not mistaken, he's the highest paid running back in the league right now by around like $70 million. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, if they trade him, I can only see it being with the team that's going to give them what they got for what they are paying him for in
Mm.
picks. Like if they're going to trade him and they're going to have to pay that guy while he's playing on another team, they're going to need at least two first round picks. At least.
Nobody's giving up two first round
I was
picks
gonna
for
say,
that.
I'm with you, Haas, because of how good he is when he's healthy, but he's also a running back. Don't you feel like running backs, like the value of running backs are
Nobody's giving
less?
around. Yeah, nobody's giving up two first round picks. Honestly, nobody's probably even gonna want to trade for him.
What? You don't
You
think
think
so?
so?
I think that's I don't agree, Steph. I think everybody will want to trade for him. Not everybody, but a lot of teams will want to trade for him.
Not if you're talking about two first round picks.
Well, I mean, I think Haas was wilding a little bit with that one. I don't know. I
I
don't
don't know
know
if
if
I'm
they'll be
giving up
asking.
one first round pick
Yeah, I mean, a
Look,
first round for sure at minimum. Like
because you're gonna
at
have to
dirt,
take that contract too.
I mean, not
let's think of
necessarily. They can
off.
continue to pay him while he's on another team.
Look, off the top of my head, I know Miami would die for Christian McCaffrey. And I mean, if they trade, think about that. Xavier, they
They don't
could,
have a first round pick this year.
yeah, but they're about to get rid of.
Fully got
They're
it,
about to get rid of X, right? Aren't they about to trade him? They're gonna take.
allegedly.
Okay, so if let's say they trade X, right? They trade off his contract too. Now that frees up all that cap space. Their run game is abysmal. I mean, I think that would be a perfect fit. Christian McCaffrey going to Miami. I mean, I think they have the money. I think they would be a perfect team for him. I'm trying to think of another team that could use Christian
I mean,
McCaffrey.
Jamal Adams
Because
was traded. Jamal Adams was like two first round. He was
and
traded
that
for two first
and
round
that looks like a
picks.
bad trade right now.
Y'all,
Jay
Can you
Cutler,
imagine how sick I would be
Khalil
if the
Mack,
Cowboys traded him?
I
Yo, I saw a thing where it said the
Jalen
cow
Ramsey.
because if the Cowboys would have got Jamal Adams, we would have gave up like CD Lamb and who's the other? Oh, Micah Parsons. Because what was that? Was didn't they trade first round picks for Jamal Adams?
mm,
Yeah,
So
that's those are the
we would
players
have
I was naming.
yeah we would have gave up CD Lamb and Micah Parsons. Are you kidding me for a D lineman
you'd have
for a
been
200-pound
sick.
D lineman?
You'd have been sick.
Oh my god. So yeah, I'm glad we didn't do that. But running backs, I just don't. I think you can always just draft one, man. Like you don't have to give up a first round pick for a running back that's always injured, man.
Mm, I agree. I definitely agree. I would only maybe give like a second, a third, or something like that for McCaffrey if I was
Yeah,
a GM.
but they're
I think
not
that'd be
gonna
pretty
want
fair.
that. They're not gonna want that.
Well,
Like
I mean,
I
maybe it
still
ain't
think
what
the
they.
Cowboys paid Zeke too much. So
Yeah.
I just think running backs are just
Although Zeke has been playing pretty well recently for you guys. He's
no.
been.
He's been playing well, but
Yeah.
you still paid him too much,
Yeah. You guys
especially
paid him a
after
lot
what
of money for
happened
sure.
last year. So I just think running backs you could kind of plug and play them a lot. Like
I
as you can
mean, I
see,
could.
Tony Pollard comes in. He's probably not even making $1 million, and he's going off every week.
That's why he's playing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Them
he's
boys
trying to
start
get
making that
paid.
money. They get one reception. They got to take one play off after they get one catch. They come off the field. They want to get their towel all dry. They want to look all pretty. Like these players
A
start making money. Don't.
business decision.
Yeah, definitely. You said it, bro. Start making business decisions. I mean, you're right. You might just want that young, hungry player because these
Yo, Tariq
veterans
Cohen's the king of
come with a
business decisions.
price.
That man Tariq Cohen be run out of bounds 5 yards away from a defender.
Yo, I haven't seen that man playing since last year.
He's
After
injured, I think.
yeah, he was. They ruled him out for this year during the preseason, I
Early.
think.
All right, let's bring it back to
Ooh.
where this conversation started from the Vikings, Panthers. Vikings totaled 571 yards of offense. Dalvin Cook was cooking. He had 140 yards. Um, Kirk Cousins didn't play great, but he played good enough to win. Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, probably the best wide receiver duo in the NFL. One of the best. I mean, those guys I feel like every week are just highlight reels, bro. Like
City Lamb and Amari Cooper
I mean,
better.
there's a lot of
But
duos. There's a lot of great
I'll let you
duos. I'm
have
not gonna
that.
lie. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll let
Right
you
now,
have that.
there's a lot of great
That might be
duos.
cap though. That might be cap only because of Mari's age. I mean, Thielen and Jefferson might got them both
I
beat.
might
CD
like
Lamb
I
is
might like
obviously more,
Amari.
but
I might like Thielen better than I like Amari Cooper.
I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
I like Justin Jefferson more than CD Lamb, though. I won't hold you.
Justin Jefferson is the
Ooh, that's
baller,
close.
bro.
That's close. Those two are.
Now,
Yeah.
especially after last year, bro, Jefferson should have. Did he get offensive rookie of the year? Because he
Yeah.
should have.
I think he did.
Either
He
way,
did. I'm pretty
Nah, he
sure.
got robbed. Didn't he get robbed?
should have.
Who got it? Justin Herbert got it.
I think so.
He was robbed. And I thought for some reason. Are we no? Are we
He got
sure he didn't get it?
and Herbert got robbed. I don't think Herbert got robbed.
That's not a robbery if Herbert didn't get it, because Jay Jettis is that guy.
Let's see. Justin Jefferson. Yep.
I think he
He
might
was
have got
robbed.
it.
He didn't
I
win.
don't
He didn't win.
remember
He didn't win.
He should have won.
who got it.
Like, I'm not even mad. It was probably Herbert.
I think it was Herbert.
I'm not mad at
Yeah, it
anybody
was
who
Herbert.
says
It was Herbert.
Jefferson over Lamb, because Jefferson had like 1,200 yards last year.
Yeah.
But CD Lamb is approaching like he's becoming elite.
I was about to say
No, he
CD.
definitely is.
CD is
He
working.
is.
Yeah,
Yo,
nigga.
week by week, we're watching CD turn
Yeah.
into a star. For real.
That's why they gave him 88. He got to carry that torch.
The Bills gonna score here, man.
Definitely. Hopefully not. Damn, bro. Josh Allen has hella time.
This is a big game for the AFC. I mean, Titans and Bills would
Mhm.
definitely be two teams fighting for a top seed later on in the year. So, a game that could lead to a
The
tiebreaker.
Titans don't want to be 3-3, man.
Nah, you definitely don't want to be 3-3.
He about to run it in. Yo, did he get that?
Let's
I gotta call timeout.
keep it rocking note through these games.
No timeout.
We had the Colts and the Texans play. Colts winning 31-3.
Damn.
I feel like there's not really much to talk about. John Taylor went off. The Texans are trash. Carson Wentz looks like he's kind of getting his swagger back. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts, but that's pretty much all I got for that game. Notice nothing against the Colts. It's just when the Texans are involved, there's not really much to analyze. I mean,
Yeah.
they got Davis Mills out there running with Big Trust, Mike Ingram, and Brandon Cook, and
They should have got Sam
Willie
Ellinger,
Snead.
dummies.
Like we don't need to see any of that. We don't even really need to discuss that, especially when they're losing 31-3.
Put some respect on Davis Mills, man.
I mean, he's not trash. He's not trash. He's a lot better than he
No,
should
he's
be.
not.
He's a lot better than he should be, but he's not that guy. A blowout that I would love to talk about, though, I'll definitely enjoy talking about, is the Arizona Cardinals blowing out the Brownies. Look, man, before the season, we said on paper the Browns should win the AFC North, but we said they will not, and here we are. 6 weeks into the season, and the Browns are tied for last place with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, it's the Browns are the Browns. Although it backfired on Juju for saying it last year, he wasn't wrong. I mean, it's just like it doesn't matter how talented you are if you're not a good team. You got to be a good team.
Yep.
Even if you have good players, you need to work well together. And they don't. The offensive line should be one of the best in football, and they look a mess. Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham hate each other. The
No
defense is the defense. I mean,
Did they just get a 4th down stop?
did they?
Oh my God, the Titans are about to win.
I'm
I
down.
hope so, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
What is going on right now?
So that drops the.
On 4th and 1, you got a 6'7" QB, and you don't put him under center in the red zone.
They did. He just slipped.
Oh, he is under center.
He just slipped.
Oh.
But see, Sean, I was just talking to you about this off cam. Why did they just go up the middle?
Yeah.
They don't try to attack the outside at all.
Yeah.
That's on Josh Allen.
That's dumb too. Like you see they're stacking up the middle of the field.
They did
Why
a
would
QB
you?
sneak.
Yeah. Why would
See,
you try
that
to sneak
lineman,
up the middle?
98 got a great push.
Wow.
98 made the play.
Wow.
I don't know why they don't put their double tight end package, the 3 tight end package, the big boy set, and do something like a pitch.
They could have kicked the field goal and went to
or a sweep.
OT.
I know.
I don't mind going. I don't mind them going for it, but that's rough when I mean hindsight is 2020, but like damn, you kick the field goal, you still and the game is still
No,
going.
my problem is not them going for it.
Not at
It's the
all. Not at
play
all.
call. Like they didn't do anything. Like I feel like we always see a team do that. They either just hand it to the running back in the two hole or do a QB sneak. Like do something. I'd rather them do a bunch and then throw a pass out of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd rather see them do that. Do the bunch, and there's a bunch of route concepts you can do. Quick passes in short yardage situations.
I hope they don't nail it and Derrick Henry runs for a 90-yard touchdown. Nah, but
Uh,
I agree with that call. I think it's hella predictable, but I mean,
1 yard
I
is
feel like
one.
you play it safe
Yeah.
when your
But
quarterback
yeah,
is
I
yeah,
don't.
six
I
I don't
understand
six.
disagree.
though.
I understand where
Yeah,
you're coming from,
I
Steph.
understand it because you're supposed to be able to just get a yard. But
Yeah.
With
I've
Josh
seen a
Allen
lot of
at
goal line
least.
stops recently that make me change my mindset. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I respect that.
Because I've seen a lot of people getting stopped on 1 yard recently. So I'm like, I don't know why does somebody they don't do a different kind of play. That's all I want to see is a different kind of play.
Hey, you got to put up over 30 to beat these teams, man. I'm telling you, you're not gonna be beating the best of the best without putting up over 30 points.
In today's
Not gonna do it.
NFL, that's a fact. That's a
Yeah,
fact. I mean, the Bills put up 31 and they still lost. I mean, 30,
You
yeah.
got to
30
put
might
up
not even
over
be enough
30.
Well,
sometimes.
because your defense shouldn't be letting people score 30 on you.
Yeah. I feel like defense nowadays, like this, only half the league plays
I feel like
defense.
that's not too bad. I feel like it's
Damn.
about like,
Yo, they are sick.
Yeah.
yeah, they're pissed. They're pissed. They
I
didn't think
mean,
this game was gonna be like
I mean,
that.
it shouldn't have been over. I mean, to slip like that. I mean, it's one thing if like they just got stuffed, like somebody made a play on the defense, like he just fell, like he didn't even get a chance. Like I mean, they got a good push, but like it wasn't really nothing the Titans did. They just fucked up.
Yes, sir. Good job, Tennessee.
All right, well, that moves the Titans and the Bills both to a 4-2 record. I think they're both still in first place in their division. Definitely the Bills are. I'm not sure about the Titans. I don't know what the Colts record is. I think it's only like 2-4 or 3-3 though.
Yeah, they're
So
like 2-4, the
okay, yeah,
Colts.
yeah, yeah. And then the other teams are Texans and the Jags. So they suck. So yeah. All right, well that's a pretty entertaining Monday night game. I mean Sunday night and Monday night actually turned out to be some pretty good games. Um, but before we get to talk about that Sunday night game, let's talk about this Browns Cardinals game. We had the Cardinals going across the country, pretty much from Arizona to Ohio, to take on the Brownies, and seems like from the first snap, uh, the Cardinals punched the Browns in the mouth, and the Browns were never ready. It's, like Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan before you get punched in the mouth or punched in the face.
Hmm.
Seemed like that was happening. Like the Browns came up to like, all right, here's our game plan. Here's how we're gonna beat them, and then the game started, and the Cards took off. I mean, 6-0 now, the only undefeated team. You think they get to the 11-0 that the Steelers were at last year? I mean, I know they got to see the Packers in 2 weeks. I think next week they play the Texans, so I think they win next week. But I think they got the Packers on like a Thursday night or something coming up soon. I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about the Cardinals or the Browns, but I will now open the floor for your thoughts about this game and just both these teams in general.
My thing with the
Well,
Browns,
now go ahead, go
I'll
ahead.
keep it short because I hate them.
Yeah.
I think Baker has limitations and he doesn't agree. Like, I don't think Baker believes that there are plays he can't make. He's not a rookie quarterback. I see Baker take throws and force things that don't need to be.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to take action on certain plays, and it causes his team. And like you said, I don't know if he hates Odell. They hate each other. I don't know what
Yeah, I
it
don't know
is,
what's going
but I
on,
see
bro.
that man running wide open as if like it looks like a punishment almost. Like it's bad.
Like on purpose.
And in the pass rush, they lied to us. I don't know Miles. I know Miles Garrett had that one game this year where he spazzed. It could have been against the Chargers. I'm not sure, but I know that they've been struggling to get consistent pressure, and that's definitely discouraging for Brownies fans because that's really where their bread and butter should be.
Yeah, and I feel like their secondary is lame as usual. I feel like the Browns and the Ravens both struggle mightily. I guess the Bengals too. The whole AFC North in
Yeah,
general.
I was gonna
The whole
say.
AFC
I
North.
was about to say. Whole
Everybody.
division they got no secondary.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
like
Baltimore, you got to hand it to them, obviously. But even then, like
yeah, they're
we see
overrated.
what.
Like the Browns too. I mean, they got Denzel Ward. They got talented guys. Greg Newsome. It's just like for some reason the schemes that they're running or whatever they're doing is just not working. Because the Cardinals had no problem. I mean, and they turned the ball over multiple times. We talked about this earlier when we were talking about the Panthers. Like turn the ball over two, three, four times a game, you're going to lose a lot of games. Like you give Kyler Murray an extra two possessions, he's gonna punish you. Like you can't give him the ball two more times than he's supposed to have in the entire game and expect nothing to happen. Like there's gonna be consequences. Steph.
Yeah, it's just more what I've expected from the Cardinals and what I didn't expect from the Browns. I thought that the Browns would be able to at least be in a shootout
Mm-hmm.
with the Cardinals, even if they lose, but it will be, a close competitive game. But yeah, they played pretty bad.
And let me mention something
It's
real
sad
quick,
to see.
Steph.
Now go ahead.
Um, the Cardinals did not have their head coach. The Cardinals went on a cross
I
country road
forgot
trip.
about that. I
No,
forgot
no,
about
didn't have
that.
their play caller or their head coach. Went across the
That's
country
even
to
worse.
play the supposedly the big and bad Brownies, one of the best teams. And I put
Wait, and they
this
drove?
no, I just they
Oh.
but they I mean they took a flight.
I'm
I'm
like,
I'm exaggerating it for dramatic effect. I'm trying to make it sound worse than it actually really was. I mean, it's still pretty
don't
bad.
have to because it's already bad.
That's what I'm saying. And they got blown out. I mean, when I saw the reports that they were not going to have their head coach, who is also their offensive coordinator, I mean, I seriously thought the Browns would probably win. I was like, all right, Cardinals might get their first loss. I was preparing myself for the Browns fans to be all hyped over beating the Cardinals, da 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 da. And they got smoked. They got smoked. So not sure. I don't know who the Browns play next week, but they got the Steelers in 2 weeks, and the Steelers are coming out of a bye.
The Browns are about to lose. They got a hard game.
Word. So team that a lot of people expected to maybe win the division, it's looking like they ain't gonna do that.
They
Um,
played. They don't have a hard game. They got a short turnaround against the Browns, but Baker might have dislocated his shoulders
against the Browns,
after, and he's
they are the
playing with that
Browns.
shit torn. I mean, not the Browns, the
Which one?
Broncos.
Okay, okay. Thursday night or
Thursday night, yeah,
this
this Thursday
Thursday?
night.
Oh wow. Okay.
They're home, but I mean,
Yeah.
who's gonna be playing
Not sure.
quarterback for those guys?
Case Keenum.
Oh God.
um, but yeah, some stats I got here. Let's see. Before we move on to next game, Kyler Murray went 20 of 30, 229 yards, four touchdowns, with a 129 passer rating. Arizona only punted twice the whole entire game. James Conner and Chase Edmonds combined for 117 yards. DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, AJ Green all scored. The Cardinals were 8 for 10 on third downs. Absolutely amazing. So offensively, they were rolling on all cylinders. It really is good to see AJ Green back, man. It was cool to see him
I
score.
was just about to say that.
Go ahead.
He had like 79 yards receiving.
Real good game. Probably his best game of the season so far. And he's had a pretty few good games too. It's not
Nah,
like
yeah,
this
I
is
was
not.
gonna say probably
Yeah,
his second best. He been hooping.
I'm
He's
about to
like
say this is not like the first time he's had a good game. So you're right. He's definitely
Nick's in
is
here
definitely
talking
back.
about Derrick Henry MVP.
I
No, he's
mean,
not the MVP,
that's
but
cap.
he
But the
is.
way he played tonight,
No,
Is
he's
that
close.
cap? How's that cap? I mean,
That's not
we're only
really
six
cap,
games
but
into the season,
it's
and
just that Lamar
you know
Jackson's
he's
the
going
MVP.
crazy.
yeah, I'm just trying to think about who else is in the race right now and how you would put.
It's Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray.
Yeah, but I
I
wouldn't
mean, how
put
many yards does Derrick Henry have this year already?
a
You
lot.
look at like
Definitely a lot.
each player in their own position. I mean, he's shitting on obviously every other running back in the league.
700
Nick Chubb
yards.
hasn't played.
Golly. Yeah, 700 yards in 6 games is crazy.
Yeah.
Him and Joe
Um,
Mixon are the best running backs, and Jonathan Taylor. AFC's fucking crazy
could
right
somebody
now.
lower the TV a little bit? I could. Hear OD in the back. I don't know if it's somebody watching
That's
Sports
not me.
Center. It might be Haas then. Or maybe it's me, but I don't think it is. It's gone now. We're good. Okay. As for the Cardinals defense, like I said earlier, forced a lot of turnovers. A few of them just the Browns just making errors. Um, but Cardinals best team in the league, undefeated.
Right now, yes.
Yeah. Who we think?
Right now, yes.
Who we think can beat the Cardinals?
The Cowboys, the Bucks,
Bucks. The
Packers.
Bucks.
Yeah. Cowboys, Bucks, Packers.
Packers. I
Yeah.
think the Packers and Bucks might get smoked by the Cardinals right now.
I don't know about get smoked, but
Look, I think the Bucks secondary is in shambles. I think Kyler Murray
they
would
could
literally
they
throw
could
for
score though.
400 yards. I mean, they can kind of score, but I mean, I just think
Yeah,
they.
we got to talk about the Bucks too,
I'm about to
because
say
their game was on
Brady's.
Thursday, which was a
Yeah.
long time ago. But it seemed like it was last week, but Thursday is still this week.
I mean, technically it was last week, but yeah, you're right. It
Well,
was
yeah, yeah,
this week.
but it's still week 6 or 7,
I mean, if you want
whatever
to
it
talk,
is. And
if you want to talk a little bit about it, I don't have much thoughts left about the Cardinals or the Browns, unless you guys do. But we could.
yeah, I do think the Bucks can beat them, the Packers
Okay.
and the Cowboys. I mean, those are the top four NFC
NFC
teams right
teams.
now.
Yeah.
So, and then the AFC, you got the Ravens, you got the Bills. I mean, the Titans just beat the
I'm
Bills
about to
just
say the
now.
Bills just
So,
kind of lost. I mean, and the
yeah,
Bills also lost to the Steelers too. Like we don't
they got two kind of iffy
weird
losses. What's going
losses.
on?
Yeah, but I mean,
See, this is why you got to watch sports,
let's be real though,
because
Steph. Let's be
Titans
real.
just lost to the Jets and they turn around and beat the Bills.
Let's be real though. The Titans and Steelers, like historically, are usually like playoff teams, right? So those two
Hmm.
losses, although they are weird losses this year, when you really look at it, you think about it, it's not that bad. I mean, you lose to the Steelers,
Well,
you
the
lose to the
Titans loss
Titans.
isn't really bad. Their Titans are still a good team. We just are looking at them weird right now because they lost to the Jets.
True.
But good teams play bad all the time. Just like we talked about the Browns playing bad. They shouldn't have played that bad.
Yeah, that is a fact. That is a fact.
Because it's one thing to go out there and play a clean game and a team is just better than you. But to be shooting yourself in the foot is what makes it worse.
Agreed. It's so frustrating, especially when you're watching your own team do that and just make mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. It's just
Yeah,
like, speaking of mistake after mistake and watching your team shoot itself in the foot, perfect segue into the.
Cowboys kind of did that.
I was gonna segue that into the Rams and Giants real quick and speed through that, and then we can get into the
Yeah,
Cowboys.
now
But
talk about it. Talk about it. I love talking about the Giants lose.
oh man, oh man, I think I officially gave up. I think I'm done with.
I tried to tell you.
I think I'm done with. No, not with supporting the Giants. I'm not giving
I
up.
tried to tell
I'm
you.
not giving up my support for the Giants. I'm giving up my Daniel Jones stan hood.
I told you that too.
Yeah, I
I
can't.
told
I
you he's
can't.
not
I
that
can't.
guy.
I can't. I tried to defend him. I tried to give him a million chances, but it's just
Not that guy,
he's
pal.
not. He doesn't have the
You
most
kept
help. He doesn't have the
Swain
most
kept
help.
swiping that white
Yeah.
card, kept letting it go through, letting him purchase,
Chill,
activate that coon chip.
chill, brother, chill. I mean, it's
I
no help
told
that
you.
all his wide receivers are hurt
We are
though.
no
Let's be
longer
real.
accepting white pay.
Everybody's
Yeah,
hurt.
no, the
Yeah.
Giants are so banged up. I mean, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is; they
Yeah.
are not winning games.
Yeah, but I mean, Daniel Jones had a particularly bad day. I mean, he threw 3 picks. I think he also fumbled once. The Rams just absolutely destroyed the Giants 31-11. Um, they started off a little bit slow. That Matthew Stafford trade looks a little bit funnier in the light every week. I mean, he got it done and they got points scored, but I think they scored that many points because their defense forced that many turnovers. Because they weren't scoring points before they started forcing Daniel Jones to throw picks. Like it was a pretty close game. I think it was like 10-7 or 10-3 at one point, like in the second quarter, like going close to halftime. It was just after Daniel Jones started being like right before halftime, he threw a pick and they were able to score and scored 14 points in the last like 4 minutes because Daniel Jones was wilding. So once that happened, the game was open and it was over after that. But we'll see about the Rams. I think the Rams are definitely better than the Bucks. I know you include the Bucks in your top four. I think I would definitely include the Rams over the Bucks in my top four in the
The
NFC.
Rams are right there, though.
For
I will
sure,
say that the Rams are right there. They all those teams are in playoff contention.
for sure. But I think the Rams definitely on offense have some work to do. Defensively though, they
They do.
dominated. I mean, Jalen Ramsey, Taylor
They
Rapp,
do.
Aaron Donald all looked amazing. They all played
And
their
the
butt off.
Rams didn't wow me against the Seahawks either.
They
That's kind
didn't.
of why they're
Nah.
lower to me. Because they should have been able to beat them by more.
Yeah. I mean, they just haven't really outside of that Bucks game where they beat them. They haven't really impressed me throughout the year at all. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they have a lot of more football left to play though, and they're winning games. And I mean, at the end of the day, good teams win, right? So no matter how you win, great teams win ugly. Like you got to do it. I mean, this wasn't an ugly win by any means. I don't want to frame it that way. It was ugly at first. It was ugly at first. But as for the Giants, Joe Judge got to go. Um, Haas has been saying that since August before the season started. Haas was saying they should fire him. Um, I'm with him of 100%. I mean, it's just ridiculous at this point. I mean, it's not even competent. Like at least for the Lions, for example, outside of this game against the Bengals, at least the Lions like are playing tough and like the Giants
Yeah,
just like
with nobody,
with nobody. The
with no.
Giants have players. They just like bad. Just not coached well. Just they don't execute. They don't tackle.
Yep.
They don't look like
He could be
professionals.
getting fired this year too, though. I mean, let's talk about it. Joe Judge could be another coach on that hot seat
Next
before the
week,
regular season ends.
yeah,
Yeah, if the Giants are, I can't see the Giant. If the Giants lose, if the Giants record has double digits in the losing column,
he's
he's
gone.
out of there.
I
Let's
agree.
go.
I agree.
I told you they were going to
Before
go 6-11 in the preseason. So,
before the regular season's over, though, if they're sitting at 1-10, he's gone. There's no way.
I had
After
some
after
hope. I thought that
after
offense was
one
going to
and
be able to do
nine,
something.
that guy will be serving breakfast sandwiches at Quick Check. We'll
Yo,
see Joe
man.
Judge soon. Joe Judge issuing a character test at halftime of
yeah,
yesterday's ass kicking.
you going to see him in New Jersey
That
serving
is that is
breakfast
the type of guy that
sandwiches.
Joe Judge is. Character
Yeah,
test
he's
at the
definitely.
halftime of an ass kicking. Like, bro, we're down by 40 points, coach. Like, you're worried about the wrong things. Like, I'm here to help these men, help these guys turn into good men. Like, this is not college. Like, these are all grown ass men. Like, you're here to win football games. Like, you're not here to mold young. Like, no, you're not here to be a father, Joe Judge. You're here to be a coach.
It's time to look. That's where Arch Manning probably is headed. I mean,
I like
it's
that.
time to rebuild. It's time to get rid of damn near everybody
Yeah,
in that facility, from
coaches,
GM to
GM.
head coach
Yep.
to quarterback. Everybody, personal
O
recruiting.
line.
Everybody got to go.
Yep.
Everybody got to go, bro. Like, I mean, they need somebody. They need a player who can come in here and just turn around the whole franchise. And yeah,
Yo,
I
the
don't know
next
if
few
that's.
games are rough.
Their next, yeah, they're gonna lose a lot more
It's
games.
crazy because I'm with Steph. I'm looking forward to like the downfall of the New York Giants and Joe
No,
Judge,
man,
just because he deserves
Yeah.
it,
he does
man.
deserve it. If that's what it takes to get him out of New York, then I guess I'm looking forward to it too. I mean, I'll never want to watch the Giants lose, but I mean,
I
it's
do. Every
ugly.
week I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Right now, I'm a very happy person because the Giants, Eagles, and Washington are all losing.
And your
That's
Cowboys
rare.
are very good.
Yeah, that's rare where the Cowboys win and all three of the other teams lose. A lot of times we might get two of them to lose,
I was gonna say
but
when three of them are losing, that means all four
yeah,
of y'all are losing. When three suck, four suck.
not four,
Not
not
this year.
us,
No.
not us.
And let's transition into that because we're sitting here saying y'all don't suck, but y'all
we
look like y'all sucked on Sunday. I'm not gonna lie, brother. I'm not gonna lie.
were almost like the Browns,
Y'all
man.
almost
We would
got,
turn the
yeah,
ball over.
yeah.
We would go down the field and then turn the ball over. It was really frustrating because we probably should have been winning that game 21-0 in the first half. But, and Mac Jones played pretty well too. And it just shows you that Belichick is still probably the best coach because the Patriots roster, let's be honest, it's not very good.
No.
And they still find a way to be successful. It's pretty insane. I mean, they got nobody at wide receiver, nobody at running back.
Yeah, And they spend a lot of money this year, bro. That's what I don't get. Like these
Hmm.
teams they invest so much money into these players and don't use them. I feel like the Patriots spent almost $100 million on tight ends this year, and
They
it might have
did.
stretched a little bit, but they spent a lot on tight ends,
No, they
and
did.
they
They
don't get the
did.
ball. I
It
seen old
doesn't
boy
look like it
score.
though. It don't look like they
Yeah,
spend a lot of money on tight ends, but they
it
still,
don't.
Did
but
you,
they're still like a competent team that's dangerous. It's weird.
bro? I don't know if it was the Patriots, but I'm pretty sure it was. Did they run a freaking jet sweep to Jonnu Smith? Well, they running jet sweeps to the tight ends, bro. I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life, bro.
I've seen it probably like one time.
That sound like
It's
some
just like
Dan
what?
Mullen
Eric
shit.
Ebron scored last night on a jet sweep. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, but like, why are tight ends taking jet sweeps? Whose idea is this? Who created this?
Not mine. You'll be
Um,
lucky if I'm the coach. You'd be lucky if I throw a tight end screen because I don't really like those either.
I like tight ends a lot.
I,
I like to use my
I
tight
would
end.
throw it. I would throw a tight end screen if I had a fast tight end like
Yeah,
Travis
Sure.
Kelsey or something like that. But other than that, nah.
What I want to say is, I think that Dak should be in the conversation for MVP, but I think that he's just gonna get defaulted to comeback player of the year. Like he's not gonna win
Yeah,
MVP
yeah,
because they have an award for like what he is. But like,
yeah.
let's be real, he could win both those awards the way he's playing right
Well,
now. I mean,
I will say this: if Lamar Jackson wasn't going off right now, I would be saying it.
yeah, I mean Lamar's
But
playing
right
out of his
now,
mind.
it's just so clear that Lamar Jackson's
Yeah,
an
for
MVP.
sure.
But Dak is playing his behind off. I mean,
36 of
he had that
51,
one,
444
yeah.
yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick.
And the great thing is the interception. It was actually a good decision. The guy was open, but it was just a bad throw. It was
Mm.
weird. Like he threw a bad pass. It was the one bad pass he threw all game. Like the guy was open. He just had to throw it a little further. The guy was open in the end zone. But that's all right. We still came away with the W, even though it was in overtime.
And I seen a stat that says Dak Prescott is the only quarterback in history to never have an incomplete pass in overtime. He's 16 of 16 in overtime. Um, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Nick says why MVP got to be a QB. It doesn't, honestly. It doesn't have to be a QB. Um, y'all
But most
gotta,
valuable player means that it's most likely going to be a QB though.
yeah. I mean, I definitely think we could see
stop,
a
stop,
defender
Nick.
win.
Nick mad because the Jags. Miami broke the Jags 20-game losing
Yeah, we didn't even
streak
talk about
In
that game.
London.
overseas.
I
In
was trying to
London.
ignore that. I wasn't even gonna bring that game up for you, Nick. But
Well, first of all, I gotta say the stadium was full over there. Them Brits came out.
they definitely did. Well, I mean, I was watching the game and they said the Jags have played the most games out of any team in the NFL in Britain. They played 8 in the past.
Why?
Yeah, that's their squad. That's their city,
So yeah,
London.
that's their
They were
city.
they were
Yeah.
throwing shit on the field and everything. I mean, I don't know if y'all saw that, but
I
they were
didn't.
going crazy over there. They had made a bad call against Jacksonville, and a mad fan started throwing shit on the field. So
That's
he
because they
said
don't
the
understand
Brits
how they
came
get down over there.
crazy.
Yeah, you see
Yeah,
how
nah,
they
don't
do at
really.
soccer
I mean, in
games.
soccer, yeah,
Eh,
bro. If you know, you know, bro.
Yep. So if they start doing that in football games, it's gonna get crazy. I mean, we're not talking about college, but at the Tennessee game, they was doing that.
They were
So
wild and they got fined 250K, and I think they're gonna get alcohol banned at their stadium, even though the SEC just got it allowed
damn,
this year. They're gonna get it banned. I mean,
damn.
I'm,
bro, that was crazy. I don't know if you guys are watching that. I was gonna say
I was.
I was gonna say we can get into college tonight, but we're already been going for almost 2 hours now, so maybe we could do a stream tomorrow, talk about college.
I'm
But
down for a college stream tomorrow, but in
yeah,
regards to that Tennessee game, that had to be some of the most funny shit I've ever seen. Just
that was
because it's
crazy.
Tennessee and Lane
Tennessee's
Kiffin
hilarious.
throwing mustard is crazy. That's wild. Having a mustard bottle on deck.
And they was throwing golf balls at that dude.
Everything, water bottles. They said they made 18 arrests so far. The cops are going through the video and arresting people that threw stuff.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine going home and then like a week later, cops show up at your house because of something
Yeah,
you
because you
did at the
threw
game?
a freaking. It's
Funny as hell.
crazy. Um, but yeah, what were we talking about? The Cowboys or somebody else? Oh no,
We were talking
the
about
Dolphins.
Jacksonville
The Dolphins
getting
of Jacksonville.
getting
Yeah, yeah,
Dolphins getting beat in London.
yeah. Dolphins are the worst team in the league for sure, for sure, without a doubt in my mind. I mean, how are you losing to the Jags? and the way in the fashion that they did.
in London.
Like the Jags tried to lose that game. Like they on purpose tried to lose it. Like you could see that Urban Meyer was out there on purpose looking to throw the game, and the Dolphins still lost. Brian Flores, you're a fraud, mate. You're a fraud. You're you're some other stuff too, but we can't say that on the stream. It's like nah, but like he's really like what's good with him, bro? Like I really had high hopes for him, and that's why I'm so upset about it because I was lying about him. You know, like I'm always a big supporter of black coaches. You know, my head coach is black. Like I'm always here for the next like great black head coach, and they were looking good. They were on a good projection. I mean, they looked like they were making moves. They're making trades, gathering draft picks. Um, their three draft picks, uh, Tua, Austin Jackson, and damn, who was that third? And that who was the third one? It was somebody ass. Was it
What are you
Jalen?
talking about?
The Dolphins. They had three draft picks that one year. It was the year where they got Tua. They got Tua, Austin
Oh
The
Jackson,
cornerback.
yeah,
and like oh
they had a
yeah,
Was it
bunch
the
of draft
corner?
from
picks.
Auburn, Igbenigu. I don't even know how to say his name, bro. You know Igbahogany. I don't even know. He's trash. He's trash.
Incognito. Nowhere to
Incognito.
be found.
Yes. 0 for 3. So I don't want to put the full blame on Brian Flores, but like I'm sure he's in the room choosing who they're drafting with the GM, with the president. Like they need to figure something out because that roster is dookie. They got no talent anywhere on that roster. None. Zero. They got one good player, Jalen Waddle, and he's okay. Who else is good on that team? Go. Name a good player on the
Uh,
Dolphins.
Javon Holland.
Oh, okay. That's two.
That's it.
No,
And they're
no,
both
not
rookies.
even.
The only good players on the Dolphins are rookies. Like, what's going on? Shout out to the Jags though, man. Got the win in front of the home crowd. Big win. Was
Yeah, congratulations to Trevor Lawrence
yes
too. I
sir.
mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
he's got that weight lifted off his shoulders. He could sleep now at night without having to know. He
Nightmares.
got the whole city of Jacksonville fiending for a dub.
Yeah.
He could catch some
Yeah.
Z's. That's what's up. I mean, I don't know who they got next week, but
Oh, it doesn't matter. They're probably
I
gonna
wish
lose.
Charky ain't get hurt this year, man.
Yeah, that
I'm really a
sucks.
DJ Chark fan.
I drafted him in fantasy too, so that really hurt me. I've had him in fantasy like the past like 2 3 years. He's been eating for me. Unfortunate this year. Um, yeah, Herb was probably at the pubs in Britain getting lit. You know, he was turned out over there after getting a
Mike
dub.
Vrabel going up tonight.
Definitely, faux show. He probably do some coke. You know, and Mike Vrabel. He seemed like that type. Herb don't seem like that type. Herb just horny. Mike Vrabel seemed like the he out there partying. You feel me? Um,
Yeah, yo, I'm dead. Yo.
we got we got two more games to go over before we close it out here. We got the Packers and the Bears and the Steelers and the Seahawks. Where y'all want to go first?
Packers and
Um,
Bears.
yeah, we could talk about Rogers.
Let's get into it. Um, pretty good game. I don't think the score indicates kind of how close it was. I mean, it was only a 10-point game, 24-14. I thought the Bears played a pretty good game, all things considered. I mean, it's kind of hard to beat the Packers. They're a pretty damn good football team. Uh,
Yeah,
but they did their best. I mean, I think Justin Fields had a pretty commendable effort. I think we got to see the Bears' offensive line have one of their best performances of the season, and you got to see Justin Fields in his full capacity. I think one aspect of Justin Fields' game that a lot of casual fans might not know is that he's a very, very strong pocket passer. Like that might be where he's best when he gets to just stand tall in the pocket
maybe.
and just let it rip. Like his arm is spectacular. He has one of the strongest arms in the league. Like he throws the ball with unbelievable zip and fire to it, and it's actually really nice. It's beautiful to watch him sit there in the pocket in a clean pocket and throw the ball. Like just his throwing motion and the way the ball comes out of his hand and it flies. It's cool to watch, and I think we got to see a lot of that on Sunday. The Packers pass rush was kind of invisible, really, and I think Justin Fields got to take full advantage of that, having a pretty good game for all things considered. I mean, they didn't score a lot of points, but he didn't play terrible. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on how Justin Fields played. If you guys had a chance to check that game out. or saw the highlights
I
at all.
mean, with some help, I think he could really be dominating. I really do.
Yeah,
Like if
Yeah,
Justin
so do
Fields
I.
had elite, I mean, not to say like someone like Tay Adams, but an elite receiver, I think he'd really be going crazy. Possibly even push to make the playoffs this year. 'Cause I just think that, like you said, he has one of the strongest arms in the league, and him being able to just sit back there and deliver off his back foot without having to really move around a lot and still deliver is extremely advantageous. Like
for
he
sure.
can really be the best. He can be TBE if Chicago buys into their draft pick. Like I would like to see the next 7 rounds next year spent on Justin Fields and catering to helping
Definitely.
that guy. Because what else are you gonna do? The defense is solid enough. The first 3 picks Chicago uses next year's draft need to be dedicated to Justin Fields at
Yeah,
least.
offense, offense, offense. O line, more wide receivers. Like that's a great
Yeah, I would
point.
definitely go. I would definitely go. Honestly, I would go wide receiver,
And
O
that's
line, wide receiver, something like
I
that.
respect that, to be
Well,
honest.
I like offense, 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 but I definitely think that he needs that playmaker who could really bail him out on those plays where he does have to use his legs. Because if he can stand in there and throw it to anybody at wide receiver on Chicago, imagine what he could do with Lavril.
Hmm.
I know Robinson's there, but like, come on,
And I
bro.
want to shout
It's
out. I want to shout out Mooney
2021.
too. Amari Mooney. I don't know if that's his first name.
Darnell
Darnell
Mooney,
Mooney. He been balling. I think that's probably Justin Fields' favorite target right now. He's
he's
nice. He's
nice.
nice for sure. But I like that take, Haas. Definitely got to get a wide receiver one into Chicago for Justin Fields. As for Aaron Rodgers, though, Aaron Rodgers was good old fashioned Aaron Rodgers. He actually only threw for 195 yards, which I see here is his lowest total um, since week one, where he threw for only 133 yards. But I mean, he was accurate as ever. He game managed. The Bears were just kind of playing not to get beat up top, and I see a stat here that says he was 15 of 15 completion percent, 15 of 15 when throwing 10 or few air yards. So he was just taking a lot of underneath stuff throughout the game. They ran the ball really well. Aaron Jones had a good game. AJ Dillon had a good game. Um, Bears were in it, man. The Bears had their chance, but they just have to make a few more plays. You gotta be on your A game to beat the Packers. And unfortunately for the Bears, they were not. Although I would say they were playing to a pretty high level. I'll say a B plus level for the Bears there. I think they could definitely make the playoffs. I like where the Bears are headed. Matt Nagy, we were very harsh critics on him in the first few weeks.
Still a harsh critic.
I mean, rightfully so. I mean, it took him for a month to start Justin Fields, and the first 2 weeks he wasn't even giving him a real playbook. So I definitely understand where the criticism comes from, but he's kind of answered the call now. To me, I mean, to my stand, I'm not a Bears fan, so like I don't have high like you know what I mean. But from my eyes, I think he's been okay. I mean, 14 points, you got to get more points than 14. You got to be more competitive than that. But I mean, all things considered, I can't be too mad. But like I said, I'm not a Bears fan, so um, um, I would ask about the Packers, but you already had mentioned Steph that you think the Packers are probably one of the premier teams who probably beat the Cardinals.
Hmm.
I think I'd have to tend to agree. So let's
Oh, but I will say this:
go
I
ahead.
think Justin Fields would be the best rookie right now if he was on a better team.
Okay.
But obviously, it's Mac Jones.
Yeah.
I don't like that take.
It
I
is.
feel
It
like
is.
Mac
It is Mac
Jones.
Jones.
You think?
Yeah.
You
Right now,
think
it's
so,
Mac
bro?
Jones. Oh, Mac Jones played well,
He's playing
bro.
really well. I mean, he even had that
He's
comeback
playing
last week
well.
against the Texans, and I know the Texans are trash, but like he let that comeback like as a rookie. That's pretty impressive. I mean,
I mean, I definitely see the flashes. I see the flashes, but I also just get nightmares in Mitch Trubisky.
But three
Nah,
is
for
now.
real.
Hopefully, it'll just be Fields. So
That's what I'm saying. I feel like Mac Jones is like he's balling right now, but it's also because no one really knows this kid right now.
yeah,
When you start to game plan for Mac Jones,
very good point.
I mean, if he could come back out next week and start off the game like that, and continue to do that for the rest of the season and his career. But I just feel like he's not like no like. I feel like if you game plan against him, how can he really beat you? You know,
Yeah,
especially on that team.
yeah,
I'm
with
not
no
saying that
weapons
Dallas had
and
no game plan, but I feel like they kind of slept on the Patriots. And I mean, to sleep on any NFL team, you're gonna get a rude awakening. But
yeah.
I think Dallas obviously knows they're the better team, and they just thought that they could do what they want, maybe. And they early they got caught sleeping. That's why it was really a game. But I don't know. I think Mac Jones kind of has flashes to me. He hasn't really proven to me personally, that he's better than Justin Fields.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't.
he's still with that shitty offense in New England in a better situation than Justin Fields.
I agree. I don't think he's better than Justin Fields. I just think he's playing better than Justin Fields. I think he's playing the best right now. Like, I think
So do I.
obviously, I mean, I think watching Trevor Lawrence play against the Dolphins and like actually seeing like what we saw from him in Clemson, like, 'cause I think that was one of Trevor Lawrence's best games. Um, I think in like 3 years, 4 years when he has some experience, Trevor Lawrence is gonna be an absolute demon. As is Justin Fields. But I just think right now, Mac Jones is probably playing the best. But I mean, like you said, Haas, that could just because his situation, um, not because he's actually that good. And I think Mac Jones is fooling us a little bit. I mean, he's doing a lot of like underneath throws. Um, he's not
He's smart though. I'll
spectacular,
give
but
him
he is
that.
smart
That's the thing. He definitely knows the game too,
for
which
sure.
is always a great trait to have. The quarterback just knowing and loving the game because he's gonna manipulate it in his favor. He can get away with it, but I just feel like athletically, you can definitely lock that guy up.
Okay, moving on into our last game, last topic of the night before we wrap it up here on this edition of the Pigskin Live. We had our Sunday night wrap up game last night. The Seahawks traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers without Russell Wilson. I think a lot of us thought that that game probably wouldn't be that close, and it wasn't that close for the first two and a half quarters. But once the second half started, it seemed like the Seahawks were able to start running the ball on offense, and that opened up their whole entire offense, which kind of was able to let them come back into the game. And Geno Smith didn't really make any mistakes. I mean, he was a game manager. He played like a vet, and he was able to keep them in the game. So major props to the Seahawks for playing that game as tough as they did without Russell Wilson. But still pretty concerned as a Steelers fan myself. I'm definitely glad we got the win. All things considered, to be 3-3 heading into our bye week, I definitely think that's a good spot for us to be in. But that game should have been a blowout. That game should have been over in the third quarter. I mean, to let Geno Smith lead that comeback like that, no disrespect to Geno Smith. Like I said, he's a vet. He's a game manager. Like, he wasn't going to go in there and play terrible, but like, he should not have been able to start doing what he was doing in the second half. I mean, I know it was partially scheme and some other things that were involved. Um, like they were not trying to get beat by Metcalf and Lockett, so they were allowing, I guess, the Seahawks to run a little bit more. But you got to adjust sooner than that, and you can't let the game get that close, especially when your offense is the way it is, in my opinion. Um, but a win is a win. I'll take it. Um, I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on either of those two teams, being the Seahawks or Steelers.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks are done.
Yeah.
Honestly, without Russell Wilson, I mean, I don't really think they're going to be able to beat anybody.
Yeah, no, probably not. I mean, they were saying that the injury that he has is usually about a 6 week thing, but they said that rehab, he's already back to moving at 70%, when in reality, most people are only at 15%. So he's way ahead of schedule. So I don't know how long they're going to be without him, but I agree with you, Steph. I think it's definitely going to be tough for them to win games without him in the long term. But
Hmm.
I mean, from what we seen last night, they got talent, right? I mean, if Geno Smith could just get the ball in the hands of DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett, I mean,
Hmm.
those guys can make a play. So I don't think that they won't win any games. I think they might be able to get a win or two, but in the long term, 17 games, you need Russ. Definitely need Russ, obviously. Um,
And I won't be surprised if he leaves the Seahawks this year.
no, I wouldn't either. I know
Nope.
I know in the past offseason there was a little bit of some rumors about it, but nothing came to fruition.
Yeah.
Where do you think he lands?
Now that's a tougher question
I
because
can see him in Washington.
I don't know if he want to go to Washington though.
Yeah.
He wants to go to a good city.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Good city. I don't know
Houston?
what maybe, but you don't want
hell
to go to the
no.
Texans. You don't want to go to the Texans.
Maybe for vacation.
Uh,
Yeah.
you said that's why I
I
said it. He is
mean,
a good city. I mean,
Miami,
Not with no
my
wife, he ain't going to Houston.
yeah,
yeah.
Miami is probably the best
Spot. I feel like Miami's the
landing spot
premier
for
spot
him.
for anybody, any
I
quarterback
feel
right
like
now.
Vegas for Russ really would make
But
sense, especially if they're able to get
Yeah,
some
but
new
Derek Carr's playing
coaches in
great
there
right
but
and
now,
shit.
yeah,
Haas.
the thing about Vegas is they got Carr. Miami still doesn't have a franchise quarterback.
You guys don't think that they would just flick Derek
I
Carr
mean, I
aside for
would,
Russell Wilson?
but I mean, I think the
I
Raiders are
would
pretty
too.
loyal. I don't know. The Raiders kind of like Derek Carr. I feel like they love him. Maybe just John Gruden did. So maybe now that Gruden's gone, we could see Derek Carr leave. But
Yeah, Raiders fans would gladly take Russell Wilson. I mean, even with Derek Carr
anybody,
doing his thing a little bit this year,
yeah,
they would take him over. A lot of people will take Russell Wilson over their quarterback.
yeah, for sure.
And I just think that if they can also get something in return for a trade, then and they're really serious about winning some Super Bowls,
Or
they're gonna want to make that play. I just feel like Steph said, he's gonna want to go to a good city and he's gonna want to upgrade from what he had, similar to Tom Brady. At the age he's at in his career, he's
yeah.
not gonna want to take a step back.
What about New York?
So wherever
I can see
New
Russell
York is
Wilson in New
interesting
York.
too.
the
Giants is interesting.
Giants,
hmm I don't think Daniel Jones will be the quarterback for the Giants much longer.
that'd be fire as fuck
I
if
think so
Russell Wilson
too.
went to the Giants. Obviously, with the departure of the clan they have over there,
Yeah,
but I
he called him
think
the
that that'd
clan.
be I think that'd be fire if Russ was on the Giants. That'd be crazy. Can you imagine him with that, like a healthy offense
And just having him
and
being part of
a competent coach?
being the franchise quarterback of a mecha team too. He deserves that. He deserves that. Russell Wilson, I was talking to my roommate. I was said he reminds me of like the Steph Curry of the NFL. So I think he definitely deserves to be on a mecha team on a more premier team than the Seahawks. I mean, the Giants have been trash for the past 10 years, but I mean, the Giants are the Giants. They got a huge fan base. It's New York. I mean,
Hmm.
you know what I mean. Uh, y'all got any thoughts on the Steelers from watching them last night? Anything that uh
Yeah, man. Listen, Claypool to me should be wide receiver one. I mean, I know what Deontay Johnson does after the ball's in his hands,
mhm.
but I feel like he's not getting the ball. He's not being put in that position. He's more successful on these deep shots and shit. But I think Claypool needs a lot more targets. I think I feel like they're forcing the shit with Deontay Johnson kind of similar because they want him to have that AB effect. But I
I think
think
that's
if they
Ben, to
just
be
like,
honest. I think that's just a Ben thing. I don't know if it's
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah,
that makes sense though, low key,
I think
because
Ben just loves DJ. Like he's comfortable. He knows like if a play's breaking down, he just looks at 18. Like he's just always looking for 18.
I mean, I feel like if y'all niggas just had like last year when you were feeding the
Claypool,
pill to Claypool,
mm-hmm.
and then people had to, feel me, start
Double team him.
double teaming him.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree. I will say though, Claypool has been a little bit underwhelming. Some of the catches that he was making last year, some of the plays that we're kind of used to seeing him make, he hasn't really been making. I mean, I was talking to Steph a little bit earlier off stream, and I was saying like we drafted him. He's a 50-50 kind of guy. Like that's why you drafted him, so you could throw the ball up and he's gonna win that jump ball. And he doesn't really seem to be winning the jump ball. Those acrobatic catches where you're like they're hard catches. Like you don't expect them to make every one, but
Yeah,
like
definitely. I seen a couple.
one
One
out of
dude,
two, 1 out of 3, you should be making every like here and there. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
yeah, I seen him a couple. He was out of bounds on
Mm-hmm.
yesterday. The ball was just like you said, they're hard catches,
Yeah,
but
you got to make
I
them.
don't know.
I
I just
mean,
feel like he's a bigger target that y'all could really get busy with,
I
but that's
agree.
never been y'all style. Y'all like the
Yeah,
small,
definitely
twitchy
agree.
AB.
And maybe if we do what you say and we target them more, the more he gets the ball thrown to him, the more of a rhythm he'll get into, and maybe the more successful he'll become. I mean, when you're only getting the ball thrown to you two, three, four
Three
times a game,
times.
I mean, it's kind of hard to make the most out of that limited targets. You
Yep,
know, so it's a good point, Hots. I like that. I like that. Um, I just want to give a quick shout out to T.J. Watt. I sat here
definitely.
with all you guys sitting here trying to slander me. Not that saying T.J. Watt sucked, but saying that
I did
he
not
maybe he
slander.
maybe wasn't the best.
I
He
did.
wasn't the best player in on defense in the NFL. I mean, obviously we still have Aaron Donald and
It's
Miles
still
Garrett and
Aaron
stuff.
Donald.
But I mean, the game he had last night. Let me tell you his stat line: 7 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, three pass breakups, and a forced fumble. 2 forced fumbles, but one didn't really count, even though they threw the little blue beanie that signifies a fumble. I don't think they actually called it a fumble, but one forced fumble. And obviously, we all saw him in the overtime. He had that 1 sack on third down, and then he had the forced fumble on the next drive. So I think he single handedly won that game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think he was worth every single dime that he was paid. I mean, to see a D end have an impact that much in the run game and passing game. I mean, 3 pass breakups. Like even DBs don't get that many in a game. Like so for him to be doing stuff like that is just to have that much of an impact on a game is absolutely crazy to me. And I mean, the thing about TJ Watt is that not only is he a great player, he's a great player at a premier position. D end is one of the most valuable, important positions in the NFL in this era. If you have a great pass rusher, a good end that can rush the passer and just make a general impact like TJ Watt does, you're going to find some success on defense. And that was on full display last night. So shout out TJ Watt. Definitely, definitely, definitely would not have won that game if he did not play out of his mind last night. Um,
Y'all have a bye this week.
yeah, we do have a bye, and then we
So do we.
play, and then we go into Cleveland in 2 weeks. So that's what I'm saying. It
So
was
y'all both will be coming off a long weekend because they play Thursday
Yeah.
night.
So it was a big. That was a really big win for us. I was talking to Steph and I said, imagine the Steelers losing last night. Now you just lost to Geno Smith. You're feeling like shit going into your bye week. You're 2-4, and you got to play the Browns, who are not that good, but definitely a good enough team to beat you. We would probably lose that game, move to 2-5. The season's over. We win that game, even if we lose to the Browns, 3-4. We won the next week. We bounce back. We're 4-4. Like our head is still above water. So I think that was actually a very, very pivotal game. Kind of got lucky. Russell Wilson didn't play because it might not have went that way if he was out there. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, TJ Watt did his thing. I agree. He deserved every single penny I paid him. He ain't to be effed with.
Nah.
But that was Geno Smith.
Yeah, I agree. It went to OT
I
with
might
him.
be able to give that fumble at the end of the game. I close everything.
You were mad. I
All
know you were.
electricity, all electricity went off because it's OT, bro. Like if you as a quarterback can't do one thing and protect the football at the end
I
of the game,
know.
what are you even here for?
And you could tell immediately after he fumbled, like his body language, like he was looking down. Like you could tell he was pissed at himself. Like, damn,
Yeah,
like
and it doesn't
just
help
hold the
when you have a
ball.
stupid ass face. Like when you're in the wrong and you got a stupid ass face, it makes everything way
Like Dan
worse.
Mullen. Like Dan Mullen. We'll talk about
Yeah,
that
because they
tomorrow.
just
Make
be
sure y'all
sitting
tune
there.
into the show tomorrow. What were you saying
Oh
now?
yeah, that guy's getting fired.
Oh
Definitely
yeah,
tune in tomorrow because he'll be fired after October 31st.
oh man, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be
That
good.
Y'all better not come out there and stink it up though.
Look, all I'm saying though, I'm not gonna lie. He'll be coaching for his life. So Georgia better not come asleep. That's all I'll
Yep.
say.
Y'all better not come out there stinking it up.
We might. We might.
Ooh, ow.
Georgia.
Yeah, right.
Y'all better
Have you
look,
seen Florida's defense?
look.
Have you seen it?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. They
Have you
almost beat
seen their
Alabama.
defense?
They should have beat Alabama.
You
That's
should
all
be.
I'm
That's all
saying.
I'm saying. That's all I'm. Look,
Alabama's
That's all I'm
defense is
saying.
and
terrible
we
too.
might have Anthony Richardson starting. That's not confirmed yet, but
Steph told me that guy stinks.
yeah, Steph is bugging. Steph is out his goddamn mind. Steph wasn't watching the game. That's why he said that. Steph turned it off
Yo,
after Florida started throwing. After he threw that first
Yeah, that's what
interception,
I'm
he said he turned it
saying.
off, which is fine.
yeah.
I get it. I get it, Steph. I get it. I
Y'all be
don't
out
blame you.
there. Y'all be out there throwing it to the wrong team,
But
man.
if you actually saw how he played in the second half, Anthony Richardson was balling. Oh my! I mean, we scored 42 points. We scored on 5.
Yeah, I'm from what I seen all I seen was dots, dots,
We
dots,
scored
and
literally
dots.
4 straight times when he came into the game. Like it was ridiculous. But like I said, we'll talk way more in
We
depth
seen
about
that
that
depleted
tomorrow.
LSU team.
Yeah.
We seen that.
I mean, what happened last year when
Look,
Florida played LSU and they were depleted, and we
That shouldn't be
we were
losing
supposed to
to
go to
these
the
teams,
playoffs
man.
when we had Kyle Trask, Kyle Pitts, Kadarius Tony. I don't know. Look, I have a lot that I got to get into tomorrow. I'm gonna do not miss that show. If y'all want to see my head explode, do not miss that show because
My head
I
gonna
got time.
explode too, cause on Friday Night Lights we almost lost the
Oh
cow.
my god! Oh my
I
god!
put my background back.
nah, you was stressing
You
though.
were. He
That
was
was
Yo,
stressing.
I
funny.
was stressing for 2 days. Well, two Friday and Sunday. I was stressing, bro. Niggas had
Yeah.
me hot.
This was a stressful
Nah, that
weekend.
Oregon game was OD. That
I
Oregon game
know.
Bro,
was OD.
and yo, the crazy part
To the
about it
last
was,
to the last millisecond,
bro,
bro.
it was the same score as the Stanford game. It was 24-17 at the end.
That's crazy.
And
Hold
if
on,
Stanford
bro.
or if Cal would have scored, we would have went to overtime. It was like deja vu, bro.
Literally all over again.
Like, yo, can we score more than 24? Jesus Christ.
Well, boys, we have been live for an hour and 52 minutes, so about 2 hours. Yeah. Got through that NFL week 6. Pretty, like I said, weird week. A lot of blowouts. In some games that we expected to be good, like we thought the Cards, Browns game would probably be good. We thought the Chargers, Ravens game might be good, but
Yeah.
turned out it didn't. But the good thing about the NFL is there are 17 weeks. So there is another game on Sunday, another game on Thursday that we'll digest. We'll be back tomorrow, talk about some college football, or maybe Wednesday. I mean, I don't know, probably tomorrow. And then we'll be back on Thursday for our Thursday night NFL co-stream and our look ahead to next weekend, which is I think is week 7 in the NFL and week 8 in college. I think I don't exactly know. Um, but yeah, Haas, any last words? Steph, any last thoughts, statements, topics?
Man, Oregon better
Yup.
get together. That's it.
Hey, number 1 team in the country, only team with
Oh,
4 ranked wins. Go
I
dogs.
gotta
That
hold
moment will be
on.
coaching. That
Hold
could
on,
have been
because
records in 2022.
I ain't done with you either, because all this Arizona State talk, they lost.
Nah, bro, no. Y'all
You
not
thought
beating them.
I
That's
was
all that
Ah.
you thought
matter.
I wasn't
That's all
forget.
that matter.
You
When
thought I
Oregon
wasn't gonna
come
forget.
across them
You thought I was gonna forget.
We'll see
when
you guys
Oregon
tomorrow.
come across Arizona
Peace.
State, we'll find out, bro. Because y'all definitely not beating them.
So
I
he's
know
gonna
that for
make
a fact.